Hello, and good evening. My friends, 2 months ago we commenced on a bold journey. This was not a journey of fluffy ease or overwhelming approval. We certainly saw that foreshadowed in the results of our last levy campaign. This is not a journey of distortion or half-truths. We see that all too often in professional politics, where punditry and how the public perceives reality suddenly becomes more important than the truth itself. This was not a journey of naysaying or fleeting surrender. We understand the struggles and challenges that are before us, just as we bear witness to the strength and resilience of our opponent's ability to spread a negative message in our community. Rather, this was a journey of passion, of truth, of personal impact, and a resounding belief in the importance of our educational system. Today, I am proud to not just update you on how far we have come, but to also map out our relentless trudge forward. I want to give this update in person, because often in these local campaigns, it becomes tempting to relay a version of reality that is simply not in sync with the truth. I want nobody to have any doubt that the message that we sound off to the people of our district is grounded in nothing but the complete, utter truth. That's why I'll never say anything about anything without being willing to say it face to face to everyone in our community and our district who is ready and willing to hear our message and vision for the future. I want to start with the profound honor of announcing the vast steps we've taken in progression of our goals. Instead of flirting with vague platitudes or rhetorical devices, as I often love to do, I will blatantly say how close we came to our July goal of 50 volunteers. As of today, July 22nd, we have 42 ready and energized students who are passionate about sharing with the citizens of this district why education is pivotal to every aspect of our community. Alongside those 42 volunteers, we have over 4 dozen newsletter subscribers, and we are quickly nearing 1,000 website hits. In the coming weeks, I shall be conversing with all of you personally, and I hope that we can set up a meeting place where we can have our first official gathering of volunteers. I invite all of you to contact me, whether it be on Facebook or whether it be on my phone number at the top of every press release we issue. I, of course, look forward to the correct phone calls, because we need to have a strong line of communication as we move forward. We've come a very long way in our quest, but we have a long road ahead of us. We have a long road ahead of us because the messages and imagery based around Lakota are often contorted and twisted to fit one thesis, a thesis which is invariably wrong. How do I know it's wrong? I know a message is wrong when it preaches Lakota is fiscally irresponsible. At the exact same time, our district receives a state award for fiscal austerity and proper professional accounting. I know a message is wrong when it rants about how Lakota hasn't done enough to rein in the budget, or they haven't taken enough responsibility, at the exact same time that we stand at the brink of a state minimum education, and some of our best educators, band directors, and artists are at the chopping block. I know in my heart of hearts that a message is wrong when it claims increasing the property tax will lead to long-term property devaluation. This is in contradiction with basic economic knowledge, or, in that case, even common sense. My friends, or perhaps more properly said this interval, parents to my friends, I know times are tough. I see it in our neighborhoods, in our places of commerce, in our families. People are struggling in these economic times, and that is an understatement of the century. But I want to tell you, if you are voting against this levy because you believe it is a financially sound route, you are only buying into a lie. A cleverly crafted and a seemingly simple one, but nevertheless, a lie. There are no more globally understood economic trends than the migration of people toward areas of good education. With these people come business, comes industry, comes better, high-paying jobs, and generally wealth. By casting the die against education, you are only setting the stage for all these things, including our jobs and including our wealth, to leave max exodus, our 2 townships. You are not protecting yourselves in the long term, and you're hardly protecting yourselves in the very, very short term. I know we exist within a broken system. Believe me, I live within a family that has felt the brunt of this recession just as much as any other family. But voting against this levy is like deciding to stop exercising because your muscles ache and you're tired. Yes, in the short term it does make sense, because you are tired. You're tired of every week playing another game of paycheck parcheesi, trying to find a way just to keep your family ahead. But I assure you, the weariness we could feel as an economically declining area with a less competitive workforce, in the long run, will be that much more exhausting. The time is now to turn off the lies, block out the distortion, and vote for an investment that will keep jobs, keep prosperity, and keep money here in our 2 townships. It is time that we take the stance to make sure that education isn't just some nostalgic dream we tell our kids, but rather a birthright that is available to all our posterity here in our district. Mr. Mark Sennett, now I address specifically you, sir. I've stood up against some of your claims and your more persistent allegations. I stand fully opposed to the goals you are trying to push and the agenda you are attempting to force upon the people of our good community. And while I respect you personally and your constitutionally given rights to sound off your beliefs in our great nation, I believe that our polar opposite views leave us at quite the impasse. I believe that you and your views have solely held the stage and had a monopoly on almost all communication these last few months. And sir, with all due respect, your 5 minutes are up. I challenge you personally to a debate that will allow the people residing in this district to clearly see the schools of thought that face them. We need a solid opportunity to present our cases because they are such at odds with one another. One of us has to be completely in the right and one of us has to be completely in the wrong. I challenge you to bravely put your ideas forward so they can face the scrutiny of our community and allow the people who live here to make their own choice. With that, my friends, I close. I understand the implications of some of the statements I have made. I fully expect to be challenged and many to question my immediate slash toward negative campaigning. But this election isn't about one candidate versus another. It's not a ballot initiative that 2 years from now will be forgotten. It's about the very way we do business with education and the emphasis and priority we put on our future. And I believe that priority is not enough. Not nearly enough. I hope that our discussion can lead to even more fruitful conversations, and that through this line of communication, the people who disagree with us, and that may be you, at present will come to agree that education is an investment worth making, and that you will change stance and join us in our fight to preserve education, to preserve jobs, to preserve wealth, and to preserve prosperity in this part of Ohio. I thank you all so much for your time, and God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.